Hey everybody, welcome to this special episode of All2ReelToo. My name is Michael E. Cullen II, and with me as always is
the mighty Matthew Haas. No, that's too arrogant. It's Matthew Haas.
You're mighty.
Okay, that's cool.
Like the mouse. In the house. So the other day I talked to actor and future director Jeff Davis about his acting career and all the cool films and stuff he's been in, and some of his thoughts on life. Let's take a listen to that now. Okay, I'd like to welcome actor Jeff Davis to our All2 interview portion of the All2ReelToo podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Mike. Thanks.
Yes. First, I'd just like to ask you to tell us a little bit about how you got started in acting and entertainment and everything.
Well, it's kind of different than most. I think I didn't start out acting at a young age. I think it might have always been inside me. I didn't realize it. But, I was in my, mid-20s. And a friend mentioned something about an acting class, and I thought, oh yeah, that sounds like fun. So I took this little acting class, and I did a play, and I kind of got I liked it, enjoyed it, had a good time. But I'm from a small town in Maine, and no one really thinks about the big picture that much. So I kind of forgot about it. And a couple years later, this young lady who was in my acting class that I took was also in the play. I saw her on TV, and she had gone to New York and landed a role on a soap opera, and I thought, that's what I want to do. And I think I was 27 or so, and running my own business. I sold off my business and spent the next 6 months planning my trip, and I just dove in head over heels. I decided I was going to be an actor, and I came to Los Angeles, and I've been here ever since.
That's really cool. What is your favorite memory so far from all of the projects you've done? I was looking through your IMDb, and it looks like you've done a lot.
Yeah, I've been very lucky. Even some of the stuff that was early on that's not on my IMDb page. I first couple of years I did some background and stand-in work, and I got to work with Kevin Costner on Waterworld and a few things like that. But what I really enjoyed, I think I was early. I did an episode of Arliss. I don't know if you know the TV show Arliss.
Yeah.
It was about an agent, a talent agent, a sports agent, and I did 2 episodes actually, but one of them I got to work with. I was a baseball park manager, and this elderly ex-baseball player in the show, who was one of his clients, was coming to the park to sign autographs and do a show. And it was up to me to pay him. And I come walking in the room, and I hand him the cash, and he won't take it from me. He just looks at it, his agent, to Arliss. And I'm all excited, like, hey, Mr. So-and-so, and it was actually James Coburn.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah, I think it was one of his last projects. So I was really excited to have a chance to meet him and just, talk to him a little bit. Probably one of the highlights of my career.
Yeah, I used to watch that show when I was a kid when it was on. I'm 41, so I remember that show. Yeah, so it was that was a good show.
It was funny. It was funny. And it launched some good actors. And Sandra Oh was on there, who ended up going on to Grey's Anatomy and some big movies.
Yeah. I remember watching that like really late at night. Wasn't it on like HBO or something? Or
it was HBO. Yeah, one of the early HBO series. Yeah.
What like who if anybody like inspired you to want to become an actor?
I think just growing up in general, I just liked. I always just liked action movies, and like Rocky. I love the original Rockies, the first couple of them, and I loved Clint Eastwood and his westerns, and I think that would be my earliest inspiration. But then, one night I was it's a funny story. I was actually in a nightclub back home where they had this little dating game thing, and they asked me if I'd go up on stage and be one of the contestants. And I really wasn't into it, but I thought, okay, I'll just go have fun with it. So I kind of channeled my inner Robin Williams, and I was doing voices and acting silly and foolish. And this was a couple years before I actually made the move out here. And I think Robin Williams was a big inspiration. I thought that I was going to come out here and be the next, Robin Williams. And the funny thing is I've done almost zero comedy since I got here, almost. But that's what I actually originally thought I would end up doing. So, things change.
Hi, folks. This is Michael E. Cullen II from the podcast that you're listening to right now, along with
manager Matthew Haas.
You got promoted?
Yes.
Damn it. Okay. Anyways, folks, do you like the show Superstore? I don't know. I asked the folks and nobody's answering me.
Because they're not here.
Oh,
but we love
damn it. Yeah, we love it, though. Okay, folks, if you like it as much as we do, you're really going to like the Super Story podcast, which is a podcast where Matthew and I go episode by episode and give our little opinions and thoughts on it. Sometimes we have guests, sometimes we don't. Just depends on how we're feeling.
Yeah.
And, so if you like this podcast and like our little crazy banter,
then you should definitely check this out. Or I might get sad. And when I get sad, it gets pretty sad.
Yeah,
so
I can't deal with him when he's sad.
Yeah, no one can really. So,
yeah. So check out Super Story Podcast right here where you get this podcast, Super Story Podcast.
Step 1. Dramatic introduction. I am Magus Elgar.
Magus Thadalor Elgar is one of the more respected casters in all of Hearth.
The dragon bone plate in my skull probably needs its focus enchantment aligned.
Though don't expect to go under his tutelage unscathed.
Well, you know what they say. Pretension can turn intention into the best retention.
Nobody says that.
No, not really.
You can hear Magus Elgar and his exciting adventures. Visit MagusElgar.com to download your copy today.
What's your favorite film, and like who is a person that you would love to work with? Both of those, like,
it goes back to what I just said before. One of my favorite all-time films is Unforgiven. With Clint Eastwood, and I would love to work with Clint as a director or as a fellow actor. Either way, just to share just to be on set and be able to just. Breathe the same air. I think he's very talented, and he became more and more talented as he got older. I mean, his acting and his directing is in the last 20 years, in his 70s and 80s, is just incredible.
Indeed. It's funny you mentioned him because like it seems like lately I've been interviewing different people and like almost everybody mentions Clint Eastwood for some reason.
Well, I think in recent years, some of his movies, ever since $1 Million Baby, he's just done some, as a director, Gran Torino,
I love that movie.
He's done some really good stuff in recent years. So even the younger generation, they might not get so excited about him as an actor, but they've seen his movies, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, folks, this is Michael E. Cullen II from the podcast that you're listening to right now, along with
Matthew Haas.
We just wanted to tell you about our great podcast called Super. It's called All Too Real. And on that show, what do we do, Matt?
We watch biopics, and then we talk about whether or not the movie matched up with the real story or not.
So it
was a lot more exciting than that, though.
Yeah, so We analyze the real story and the real story.
Get it?
Get it?
Real.
Yeah, they're spelled differently, folks. You can guess which one I said which way. Anyways, so sometimes we have a guest, sometimes we don't. But we talk about great movies like Shattered Glass and The Social Network and Futile and Stupid Gesture, among others. Those are some of the ones that we've covered so far, and we're going to cover a lot more. So please subscribe on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you find your great, fun podcasts. And be sure to share it with your friends.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
And make sure you're not afraid to get all too real. Bye-bye.
What advice would you give anybody who's like interested in becoming an actor or anything in the entertainment industry?
Just know that it's not all glory.
Yeah.
If you want to get in this business, whether it be lighting, camera, whatever, it's work, and it's networking. It's paying your dues, putting some time in. I mean, most every person in the industry has worked for free more than one occasion, just to get experience, to make connections. And I always tell people, if you feel like there's something else you can do it, because it's got to be a passion.
Yeah.
It can't be about wanting to be famous or wanting to be rich. I mean, those are few and far between. But to be a working actor is got to be a passion, or you might as well not be here.
I was looking through your IMDb, and I noticed that you were on an episode of I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson.
Yes, that was actually one of my more recent.
Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah, I just watched that whole series the other day. I love Tim Robinson. He's hilarious. What was it like working with him?
It was good. It was fun. I did a really strange skit on that show. It was a commercial, fake, like a mock commercial, about a horse ranch who raises horses with small penises. And I was a husband and wife who were there, it's like riding the horses, and she looks over and she said, it was something about, boy, that horse has a big, and I'm like, I don't want to ride anymore. Let's go home. And then it cuts to the owners talking about how they've bred these horses with 5-inch penises, and it cuts back to us at the end, and she goes, is that what they mean by hung like a horse? Yours is bigger than that. And I'm like, is it? Thank you, Winston's. So it was a silly but fun sketch. So actually a little touch of comedy there. So it was fun.
That's cool. Yeah, because I know you're saying you wanted to get into comedy, but yeah, I think I really think Tim Robinson is one of the unsung heroes of comedy lately. So
I think a lot of people don't know who he is and don't realize that a lot of the Saturday Night Live skits I think came from his mind recently. And
I was a fan of his show Detroiters.
He's pretty, very funny. Out there, but funny.
So one interesting question I'm asking everybody I interview is, what is your guilty pleasure movie? Like something you are almost ashamed to admit that you love to watch.
Oh, what is a guilty pleasure that I'm ashamed to say that I watch? I mean, I don't know. Let me think right up. That's a tough one. Titanic, maybe?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
My wife and I seem to watch it. It's on all the time.
Oh, yeah.
We just seem to end up somehow gravitating towards it. I don't know how, but...
I saw that 4 times in the theaters, so I understand. So...
Yeah.
So, what do you got coming up? Anything that you want to promote or anything to tell people about?
Yeah. Well, I just finished something called Ratchet. I don't know if you've heard of that yet. It's a Netflix show. It's the story of Nurse Ratched from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, wow.
The same writers and producers. It's her backstory. It starts in 1940s, and I just did one episode, but I got to play a police captain in the 1940s, and that's going to be a fun show. I'm not sure when it's coming out. They're shooting now still. I just finished shooting that, and I just did a couple of films in Texas, independents. My first Western, which was really exciting. I got to play I got to play a preacher in the westerns, in this western called Showdown on the Brazos, and that's going to be a fun little movie. Hopefully that'll come out later this year or early next year. And I'm trying. I have in the works right now my own project, which is called The Demons Within, which will be my directorial debut, and that's coming together, and I'm pretty excited about that. Hoping it comes to fruition by the end of the year. We'll hopefully be shooting either late this year, early next year. I'll be shooting my first film as a director, so that's exciting.
That's cool. Anyways, thanks for your time. Sorry it's so short, but we'll definitely have you back on sometime soon and talk more about your maybe do a more in-depth interview when we have more time, and talk about more of your history in the film industry.
It sounds great, Mike. I appreciate having me on, and I look forward to talking to you again.
All right. Thank you very much. You have a good night.
Great. You too. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, and we are back. Hope you guys enjoyed that interview. I know I did.
I did too. I loved it.
Did you love it?
I did. I loved it. Yeah.
If you loved it so much, you should marry it.
Well, I can't love an abstract thing.
Oh, that's right.
You know,
I forget sometimes. Yeah.
I know you do. It's okay.
I know. My name's Mike, by the way. I mean, I know I introduced myself at the beginning of the show, but I'm just letting people know that I know who I am. I know I'm secure in myself. I love myself. I love the listeners. Matt is laughing at me.
Because we were supposed to make this serious.
I know.
We can't do it, guys. I'm sorry. So we're just going to keep riffing.
Yes, we will. So, anyways, I love myself. I hope you loved that interview. I love Matt. I love you.
I love Mike.
Yes. And we love everything.
Mm-hmm. Everything and everybody.
Yes. And make sure that, you do good things for each other. Mm. This world is a nice and happy place if we make it that way.
Yeah. That's
my advice for today. So Matt, what should people do that if they liked this and love us and love the episode?
If they are all of those things, and they also want to make the world a better place, they could start doing that. Yeah, they could start doing that by liking our podcast on social media.
Yes.
/ sharing it, links to their friends and or followers, whether it be via Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, if that's even still a thing. There's some bullshit called TikTok now, apparently. I'm sorry. Doesn't mean it's completely trash and app here. But,
it's okay, TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you'd like to sponsor us, TikTok. Okay, anyway, so
anyways, yeah, or any other kind of social media.
Any internet based.
If you want to put a
thing,
or if you want to put a bunch of letters together and just hand them to your mailman and send them off to your friends that say, "Hey, listen to All2ReelToo."
Yeah, the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
And also, if we would very much appreciate if you would go to any of the normal places you go to listen to podcasts, whether it be Stitcher, Apple, whatever, just, give us a 5-star rating or a thumbs up or any indication that you liked it, because that will help our ratings and that will also help us get, listeners in the future. So you won't be the special few anymore, but your family will grow exponentially. So
you can always be the hipster that was the first one to listen to us.
Yeah, you'll always have that. Yeah. So that's no one can take that away.
Are
from
hipsters
you. Still
a thing?
They probably are. They might have a different name by now.
Yeah,
I don't know. Mm-hmm. Post hipsterism.
Yes, post hipsterism. Anyways, so do that, and if you like us a lot and you want to wear stuff that has our logo on it and other things, you can check out our TeePublic. There'll be a link to it in the show notes. We got cool t-shirts and bumper stickers and other fun things, tote bags. I don't know.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Maybe, a car with our logo on the side of it. Wait, I don't think they sell those on there. No, they don't. No.
We don't sell cars, people, so.
No.
Maybe like miniature toy cars.
I mean, you might be able to buy something on there that you could put on your car, like a bumper sticker.
Yeah.
And then you can drive around town and let people know that you're cool.
Yeah. Or
that you listen to us, one of the two.
One of the two, yeah.
Yeah, or both. I mean, whatever. So, yeah. Hope everybody has a good evening, morning, afternoon.
Or a timeless type of existence.
If you're in some kind of dimension that time doesn't exist, I hope you're enjoying listening to this.
I hope they're enjoying their existence altogether, because that would suck if they weren't in a timeless sort of realm. But so hopefully this will bring a smile to their face.
Yes. And have a good one.
Thanks for listening to All2ReelToo podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.